In the 1980s, the Georgia Penn system was making great strides after gaining lots of fame. Although popularity was increasing, it was increasing a bit too much. With more and more sold-out excursions, and even more freight on the move, the amount of locomotives available was at an all-time low since 1982. In 1984, 5 Q2 duplexes would be built to help pull a lot of heavy traffic. But in 1985, freight and excursion demands would grow even more. After spending money on the 5 Q2s being built, they only had one option. In 1959, the Georgia Penn system had acquired 2 locomotives from the Union Pacific, a mutual partner since 1939. 4664 Challenger, number 3949, and 484 FEF2, number 823. With the 2 just coming out of the Cheyenne shops from being rebuilt, they would travel under steam from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Chicago, Illinois, making a few stops for fuel and or water along the way. Arrived in Chicago, the locomotive's fires were dropped and put in the shops to sit untouched until 1983. From 1983 to 1986, the renewed 3949 and 823, sporting the San Francisco 49er paint scheme with a few of the Georgia Penn system's usual refinements. But the biggest difference from the Q2s that entered service 2 years prior was that the 3949 and 823 had auxiliary water tenders, which allowed for longer runs without having to stop as often for water. Also in the shop at the time was a locomotive that we would all know today as QJ2102 number 7100. Just being delivered a few days prior, the 7100 would be brought into service in the mid-90s, but wasn't converted to vegetable oil until 2011.
Emotional damage!
The 3949 would serve the Pittsburgh to Toledo line, also known as the Toledoburg line, hauling fast freight with ease and reaching speeds of 80 miles per hour. The 823 would partner with Union Pacific to do a special excursion on home rails in Sherman Hill and later running Navajo Pass in 1989, doing a double-header excursion with Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe 3751. They helped out a stalled auto rack train over the grade. With this run making history for the Santa Fe and Georgia Penn system, but mostly vacant for the Union Pacific. The Union Pacific transferred the 823 back to Chicago, where it would work with the 49er excursions through the Appalachian Mountains until 1993. It was transferred again to the Eastern Kentucky Division, reuniting with the 3949 in 1994. Hauling heavy freight and coal trains over the entire division, with another locomotive joining them in 1995. The 7100 had been completed July of that year, and was being used on the famous Office Car Special throughout the entire Georgia Penn system's trackage. In 2005, 3949 would be sidelined due to needing a rebuild, but the work would be completed in 2007, and it continues running to this day, although its next rebuild is April of 2024. The 823 was already overhauled by 2003 and wouldn't be sidelined until 2018, returning to service in July of 2023. The locomotive still runs today and isn't due to go down for an overhaul for another 15 years.